Hello everyone, Richardson here, and I do like my coffee. I really do like my coffee. I have to have at least one a day. Wakes me up, you know. I don't like black coffee. It's too bitter. I have to have a bit of milk and at least like a sachet of sweetener. Anyway, let's get started with this one, shall we? Item number SCP-6092. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-6092 specimens are to be contained in a glass vivarium in Site-19. Various plants are to be kept and watered in the chamber as well to create a natural oxygen source. No caffeinated beverages are to be brought within 50 meters of SCP-6092's containment chamber in order to discourage the flies from attempting to breach containment. The exception to this is a 16-ounce stainless steel coffee cup that is to be refilled with standard black coffee every 2 days. This cup must be left in SCP-6092's glass chamber at all times aside from replenishment. The specimen populace of SCP-6092 is to be manually reduced every 9 to 12 days to prevent overpopulation. Under no circumstance should any personnel with a habit of drinking coffee on average 2 to 3 times a week enter SCP-6092 containment cell. MTF Task Force Lambda 12 Pest Control is to be dispatched to areas of high concentration of SCP-6092 instances. Task Force members are to call for the evacuation of buildings infested with SCP-6092 under the guise of pest control services. Any task force personnel that regularly consume caffeine are to be exempt from operations. Instances of SCP-6092 outside of the containment cell are to be terminated immediately. Description: SCP-6092 is an insect species of unknown origin that resembles a variation of the genus Drosophila melanogaster, commonly known as the fruit fly, lesser fruit fly, or vinegar fly. Approximately 3 mm in length and 2 mm in width. SCP-6092 instances are yellow-brown in colour, with large, vermilion-coloured eyes, appearing similar to that of a normal fruit fly. Adult SCP-6092 specimens will spend the entirety of their lifetime attempting to reach the nearest caffeinated beverage, upon which they will submerge themselves. SCP-6092 shows a resistance to temperatures of up to 71 degrees, allowing the flies to survive in warm, fluid environments such as coffee. Upon entering a liquid, they will proceed to lay anywhere between 1 to 500 eggs. The caffeine in beverages appear to act as a fertilizer, and eggs laid in them will develop into adult SCP-6092 instances over the course of 1 to 2 weeks. The life cycle of SCP-6092 is identical to that of a regular fruit fly. Humans that swallow SCP-6092 eggs, hereby referred to as SCP-6092-1, will undergo a series of symptoms. Approximately 12 to 24 hours after consumption, SCP-6092-1 will experience symptoms comparable to that of caffeine withdrawal. These include mild fatigue, headaches, insomnia, nausea, depression, anxiety, and rarely, hallucinations. These side effects will progressively get more severe until SCP-6092-1 consumes another caffeinated beverage. After this point, side effects will become unpredictable. However, nearly all instances of SCP-6092-1 have consistently reported the following: irritability/restlessness, itchiness, cysts appearing on the arms, back, face, and/or chest, formication, the feeling of insects crawling across or underneath the skin, tinnitus, described as a buzzing sound, coughing up a small tan mucus, strong urge to consume caffeine. The following side effects have been recorded but have not appeared consistently: hallucinations, muscle spasms, projectile vomiting, photophobia, fear of the light, interest in consuming decaying produce, uncontrollable screaming, drastic weight loss, self-inflicted scratch wounds. Accidental consumption of SCP-6092 eggs is not uncommon due to their small size. Victims with a longer, consistent habit of consuming caffeine tend to experience more severe side effects over a longer period of time. Swallowing a single egg is enough to afflict an organism. There is no known cure. Discovery: SCP-6092 was first discovered in a cafe in
Classified,
Iowa, which was part of the popular multinational fast food coffee house chain.
Classified,
The coffee house was temporarily closed on the
Classified,
of the
Classified,
2021 by
Classified,
Department of Health after the restaurant received a poor score on a routine health inspection due to multiple violations of standard health and safety protocols. Health Inspector Stanley Daniels reported that the cafe had a substantial amount of flies living in the kitchen, which proposed a concern that the customers' orders could be contaminated. Additional reports revealed that a large amount of restaurant patrons had described bizarre symptoms of an unknown illness. In some cases, fatality has been recorded with an unclear cause of death. Several SCP-6092 specimens were withdrawn and put into the care of the Foundation, as well as restaurant manager Samson Boyer and 2 restaurant clients, who were later interviewed. See Addendum 6092.1-3. The remaining SCP-6092 instances in the restaurant have been terminated, and the restaurant is closed indefinitely. Addendum: Interview Log 6092.1. Subject: Chris Santana. Interviewer: Dr. Linnen. Forward: Chris Santana, age 22, taken in by Foundation shortly before closing of
Classified,
Santana was tested for the presence of SCP-6092, and the interview has been moved to a room with a glass partition between Dr. Linnen and the subject. Begin log. Hello, Mr. Santana. How are you feeling? Fine, I guess. Doctor, what is going on here? Did I do something wrong? No, nothing. We just want to know how you feel right now. Why? Where the hell am I? Where we are is not relevant. We just want to ask you a few questions, and you'll be out of here. But why do you want to ask me anything? I've literally nothing to tell you. That's not true. You were at the...
Classified,
very close to its shutdown. Oh, well, yeah. Wait, are you part of the health department or something? Something like that. Well, okay. You should have just said this about the...
Classified,
I don't really know much about that place. I've only been there once. Did you slip something in my coffee? What makes you say that? Maybe it's 'cause I have no recollection of coming here? I was leaving with my drink, and then a bunch of black vans were outside. Next thing I knew, I was in a cell like some kind of prisoner. I didn't do anything, Doctor. You did consume a beverage from...
Classified,
Then? How did you feel after drinking it? Normal? It was my first coffee ever. It had a lot of sugar and milk in it, so maybe I felt kind of sick after. Or I should say, I would have given I wasn't kidnapped. Alright, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, for the record? If I do, will I get out of here sooner? Most likely. Okay, my name is Chris Jordan Santana. I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior at
Classified, Classified,
university. I have a younger sister in high school, but keep her out of this. Same with my parents. They obviously aren't in high school. I meant, I don't want anyone else I know to get kidnapped and interrogated. Is that good? I'd rather not say anything else. We aren't going to interrogate anyone else you know. Don't worry. And yes, that's fine. So, what did you know about that?
Classified.
I already told you. That's the last place I was before I got here. I believe it was a few days ago, though I can't even remember correctly. Also, you never answered my question. Did you knock me out or something? What is your relationship with the company? Or more specifically, the single location of
Classified.
Sometimes I would go there and get donuts or a breakfast sandwich. I'd never actually gotten a coffee from there until right before you kidnapped me. I'm not a coffee drinker, though basically everyone I know is. So, what did you order specifically? A latte with cream and sugar. I believe a lot of sugar. That's what I wanted. At least, I think the kid working there screwed up my order. It was pretty dark and bitter, and there was some little coffee bean particles or something in it. Don't quote me on that though. I'm no coffee expert. Interesting. What enticed you to order coffee, considering you don't drink it? Well, I wasn't lying about not drinking coffee. I've never been a coffee drinker. I mean, I've had sips here and there, just to try it. But I never ordered it for myself. Not until recently. I mean, I read some benefits of drinking coffee, and with midterms coming up and I've just kinda been stressed out. I also feel really tired all the time, and I'm sick of it. My sister and some of my friends drink coffee regularly, and they said I should start with a lot of sugar and milk. So you wanted to start drinking coffee at the recommendation of your friends? I guess you could say that. I just wanted to try it out, see if it made me feel any better. Would you say there was any urge to go to
Classified.
specifically? No, I don't think so. I could have gone to any nearby coffee house. I only went to
Classified.
because it was convenient. It's pretty close to my campus, and it's pretty popular. Cheap too. Have you drank any coffee since then? No, I haven't. I was considering getting some later though, when I got out of here. When am I getting out of here actually? We want to bring you back when you are completely healthy again. You are exhibiting symptoms such as fatigue and anxiety, correct? Yeah, I mean, a little bit. What do you think, I'm sick or something? Not in the normal sense, but I have no doubt we can help you out. Soon, right? I'm sorry, can you elaborate on that? I mean, am I gonna get treated soon? And is it a short treatment? I hate to sound like an impatient brat, but to be fair, you did kinda abduct me against my will. I can understand how you might feel about suddenly being brought in here. However, I want to clarify that we merely want to ask you a few questions, and after which we will have you back into the world, as if none of this ever happened. Pretty bold of you to think you can just kidnap people and expect them to do these dumb interviews. I already made it clear that I have nothing of value to tell you. In fact, this is a waste of my time. God, how many classes am I missing right now? Do you know how much you might have screwed me over? Alright, we are almost done here. What was the restaurant like? Did you see any insects or flies? What? No, I mean, the place looked clean. I don't want to say it was fancy or anything, because it wasn't. It was your average modern fast food restaurant. If there were flies or anything, it was probably in the kitchen or something. Actually, that's probably why the place closed. Something like that. Okay, I think we are done here. Hey Doc, one more thing. Yes? I know I was a dick to you, but I think that's understandable, right? Do you mind if I request something? Go for it. Do you, have any coffee here? Surely you have a coffee machine in the break room or something. I'm really craving it. It's the least you can do for a prisoner. You want coffee? Yeah. The truth is, there is something in my head that is telling me to get some coffee. What do you mean? It's hard to explain. It's like an inner voice. I trust it. Okay, don't look at me like that. I'm not crazy. It's not like a literal voice. Damn. What I'm trying to say is I could just go for that one more cup of coffee. After that, I think I'll quit for good. Clearly coffee has not helped improve my life. So you're done with coffee then? Yeah, I've been thinking about it since I woke up at this place. It's just not worth it. I mean, I don't want to end up here again. So just one more time for the road, you know? Alright, one more cup of coffee? We'll see. End log. Closing statement. Santana was transferred to a standard cell indefinitely. Shortly after receiving his beverage, his body was later found in his cell, covered in hundreds of instances of SCP-6092. Autopsy report revealed that the cause of death was mixed between a sudden brain aneurysm and
Classified.
security footage revealed Santana died mere moments after drinking from his beverage. He was to be released on the
Classified.
of the
Classified.
2021. Interview log 6092.2a. Subject: James Anderson. Interviewer: Dr. Linnen. Forward: James Anderson, age 21, taken in by the Foundation shortly before the closing of
Classified.
The interview with Anderson was conducted in the same room as Chris Santana. See SCP-6092 interview log 6092.1. Begin log. Hello, Mr. Anderson. Hey, how are you feeling? Not great, Doctor. Where am I? That is not relevant. We are not going to hurt you. We just want to ask you a few questions. I'm sorry. I was just curious. No need to apologize. That is to be expected. I can assure you that after this interview is over, we'll get you back to your life. Alright, ask away. Well, first, would you care to tell us a little about yourself? I mean, if I have to, I'm James Anderson. I'm 21. I've gone to
Classified. Classified.
university for 3 years now. That's sufficient. So would you like to elaborate on how you are feeling? Not great. Well, I feel like I do most of the time. Kinda tired, depressed, apathetic even. How long would you say you have been experiencing these symptoms? Basically, my whole life, I think. I guess you could say they've gotten worse recently. I've had diagnosed depression and anxiety since I was in high school. It's nothing too severe, but it sucks. So, what is your relationship with coffee? Do you think it's affected your mood? You kind of remind me of my therapist. She would ask me similar questions. Anyway, coffee. I've been drinking it for years. It's helped me wake up in the morning, you know? I've never thought about it affecting my mood. I don't think caffeine can do that to you, though. Always just assumed it was because of stress and boredom. Have you noticed any symptoms you might consider unnatural? Unnatural? I'm sorry, I don't really know what you mean. Well, we'll get back to that. Let's get on topic of
Classified.
what is your relationship with this company? How long have you gone to this cafe? I mean, it's a coffee company. I've gone to a lot of coffee places over the years. That was one of them. Sucks that it got shut down. It was pretty close to my campus. I don't think I'll go to places like that again. Though, if the rumours are true, care to elaborate on those rumours? Well, the place got shut down, right? By a health inspector? That seems like a pretty big deal. I don't really know what they did specifically. Well, that's not actually true. I have a pal who worked there for like 2 weeks. He told me the kitchen itself was clean, but there were apparently a ton of flies in there. He reported it to the manager, but he just brushed it off. He just stopped going in after that. I see. How many times would you say you went to?
Classified.
I can't give you a specific number, but I will say I think on average I went 2 to 3 times a week. And that's over the course of like 4 months. I would go in, get my coffee, and then get out. Sometimes I would go through the drive-thru instead. Most of the time I went through the drive-thru, actually. Alright, now would you care to touch on the symptoms? I still don't really know what you mean by that. I'm going to be straight with you, Mr. Anderson. Truth is, the flies in
Classified.
Might have laid eggs inside customers' beverages. That's disgusting. Is that why it got shut down? Part of it. Normally that wouldn't be so much of an issue, as fruit fly eggs can't normally survive in scalding hot beverages. But these flies are different. It's safe to assume that if you drank a beverage at this,
Classified.
you could have swallowed an egg. Oh, I get it now. You think I might be sick from the contamination? Exactly, but not a normal type of sick. These eggs can cause side effects that one might consider anomalous. So, I'll ask again, have you experienced any symptoms you might consider unnatural? I don't really know the validity of that statement, but I can tell you this. I've seen flies in my room sometimes. I even see them in my dreams sometimes. Man, that's kind of freaky. Doctor, am I gonna turn into a fly human thing? We have never seen that happen before, so I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, and another thing. Sometimes when I sneeze, I swear I can see it twitch. Maybe I'm just crazy? Surely I imagined that, right? Truth is, we know little about this phenomenon. Don't worry, Lo. We are almost done here. Mr. Anderson, I am sure you are eager to get out of here, correct? Subject is staring at the door. I don't even know anymore. This is the last question. Did you go to other coffee shops during the same period you regularly went to?
Classified.
Subject looks up. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Mr. Anderson, did you go to other coffee shops during the same period you regularly went to?
Classified.
No, I didn't. So you did not go to other coffee shops? Subject faced down and stared at hands. Subject refused to answer further questions. End log. Closing statement. After the interview, Anderson was transported to a standard cell until a later interview. See Addendum Interview Log 6092.2b. Interview Log 6092.2b. Subject: James Anderson. Interviewer: Dr. Linnen. Forward: Anderson was forcefully brought in for a second interview, approximately 13 days after his original interview. See Addendum Interview Log 6092.2a. Begin log. Hello, Mr. Anderson. How are you feeling? What? Mr. Anderson, can you hear me? Doctor, help me. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you describe how you are feeling? Subject lowers their head into their hands. Doctor, I feel horrible. My head hurts. I'm so tired and anxious all the time. Doctor, I really need some coffee right now. All right. First, I need you to relax. I can't give you any coffee right now. Are you only experiencing these symptoms? Subject raises their head. No. I have a noise in my ear. It's buzzing in my ear all the time. It's so loud. Doctor, please make it stop. Please. I need some coffee right now. Mr. Anderson, why are you hiding your wrist? Please don't make me look at it, Doctor. Please, I can't look at it. I need you to show me your wrist. Doctor, if I show you my wrist, will you give me some coffee? Please, Doctor, please, swear to me. All right. Please show me your wrist. Subject shows wrist, revealing a nickel-sized cyst. Doctor, please help me. It scares me. Doctor, it moves sometimes. Doctor, I'm never getting out of here, am I? Please slow down, Mr. Anderson. It moves. Can you elaborate on that? Look, Doctor, it's moving right now. Mr. Anderson, your arm is shaking. Doctor, please, I need you to help me. Please, I need some coffee right now. Doctor, I feel it crawling under my arm. Please, help me. What is crawling under your arm? You can't see it. You can't see it. It's there, in my arm, under my skin. It's crawling on my veins. Please help me. Subject falls out of chair. Mr. Anderson, Mr. Anderson, are you okay? Subject is lying in a supine position on the floor and sobbing. Mr. Anderson, we are sending in personnel to assist you. Subject is coughing violently as SCP-6092 instances emerge from his mouth and nasal passage. Mr. Anderson. End log. Closing statement. After being treated, Anderson was transferred to a standard cell indefinitely. No further interviews have been conducted. Interview log 6092.3. Subject Samson Boyer. Interviewer Dr. Lennon. Samson Boyer, age 37, taken in for questioning for involvement in the
Classified.
shutdown. Interview was conducted in the same room as Santana. See Addendum Interview 6092.1. Begin log. Hello, Mr. Boyer. Hello. As the record states, you were aware of SCP-6092's effects, but did nothing to prevent it from becoming a safety hazard. I knew that there was something odd about the flies, if that's what you mean. I did not mean to cause harm to anyone, especially my customers. Well, I think we're past that now. And you didn't answer the question. I found the flies in the kitchen originally. They were in a small corner near the trash, and there were only a few of them. I didn't think much of it, but then more of them started appearing, closer to the coffee machines and cups. At this point, I thought there was a potential for the flies to be contaminating the customers' drinks. And yet, the flies still found themselves in customers' drinks. I was getting to that. I swatted the flies, as many as I could find. I thought that would solve the problem, yet more of them came back, as if they were attracted to the coffee. I thought maybe I should start making them pay for it. Sorry, just a bad joke. So you couldn't stop the flies from getting to the coffee? Sort of. I want to claim some responsibility for this incident. You think I can live with myself knowing I might have ruined so many innocent lives? I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. I could have stopped the flies. I know I could have, but I didn't. Because, well, I didn't. I couldn't do it. Care to elaborate on that? I was starting to realise there was a relationship between the sales and the flies. I might as well have been crazy. The sales were going up, and I needed them. The flies were like a good luck charm of sorts. I thought it was just superstition. But then, I saw a fly in the lounge, and it flew into the woman's drink when she wasn't looking. Then that woman came back every day, then multiple times a day, for weeks. At that point I thought, maybe the flies were the best thing that ever happened to.
Classified.
And then she never came back. God damn it. I can't do this, Doctor. Subject to lowers head into hands. How long was this before closing of...
Classified.
Subject stays silent. Mr. Boyer, how long have you been exploiting the flies? Subject stays silent. Mr. Boyer, I want to tell you a story. A few days ago we interviewed two young men who went to your coffee shop, a Mr. Anderson and Mr. Santana. Do you know them? Subject raises head. Yes, I know an Anderson. James Anderson, correct? I'll add another question, Mr. Boyer. When you were in your cell earlier, did you happen to hear any screaming? Subject stays silent. You are the only person who would know how many people might be in danger. So, Mr. Boyer, I'll ask again. How long have you been exploiting these flies? Subject sits still for a few moments while staring at the floor. Doctor, I need some coffee. Mr. Boyer? Subject is silent. Mr. Boyer, can you elaborate on that? I want a cup of coffee. Any kind of coffee. I'm afraid I can't give you any. My career selling coffee is over, Doctor. I need you to do this. For me. And... it. Mr. Boyer. Subject refused to answer any further questions. End log. Closing statement. Boyer was denied his beverage, and was transferred to a cell indefinitely. His release is currently pending. Boyer has refused to participate in any further interviews unless he has been given a caffeinated beverage. And that's the end of the document. I suppose next time I'm going to be checking my coffee for any eggs. Oy. Anyway, that's it for this one. Goodbye. Hello everyone, Creepy Otter here. Just want to say thank you to Nanec for this SCP. I liked it a lot. A really good one, actually. Go to my description for further information. Also, in my description is my Twitter to see updates, and also my Patreon if you want to support me more. That's it for this one. Goodbye.